Hey everyone, I'm going to talk to you today about personality traits and attractiveness ratings. So let's start. It is not surprising that the majority of us tend to be drawn to the same set of characteristics in potential partners, whether it's physical, like a fit body and a perfect smile, or based on personalities, just having like an overall good person. So when we meet someone, their physical appearance is what grabs our attention, right? But let's be honest, looks are not everything. Factors such as biological, psychological, and social play an important role in stimulation attraction. So when it comes down to finding the ideal match for you, personality is something really important to consider. It is the way in which each individual portrays based on their patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Now, the question is, do personality traits affect attractiveness ratings? Attractiveness is a really important factor that helps us understand what motivates people. But sometimes people cannot tell exactly what are the factors that are making them feel attracted to someone. However, scientific studies have suggested that there are some traits that individuals find more attractive than others. So personality is a crucial factor in having a successful relationship, right? So it is much more than just having like a simple sexual desire or physical attraction. It is about connecting on deeper levels and finding someone who can complement you. So evidence have shown that the more attractive personality traits a person has, the more likely they will be to find a potential partner. There is a phenomenon called what is beautiful is good that explains that individuals who appear to be beautiful are automatically expected to have a variety of positive personality traits. So Gross and Crofton decided to examine this stereotype more deeply and found that the level of attractions of an individual change after they gain more knowledge about their personality traits, meaning that individuals who are seen as good are also seen as more beautiful. Another study examining the way in which perceptions of physical attractiveness are influenced by personality reported that individuals who exhibit positive traits, such as being helpful and honest, are perceived as better looking and desirable when compared to those who exhibit negative traits, such as being rude and unfair, which are perceived as unattractive. It is evident that physical attractiveness is a major influence for both sexes, but as stated before, it is not the sole factor for attractiveness. So research has shown that similarity was a strong predictor of attractiveness. People tend to be attracted to individuals who share their similar values, attitude, personality, interests, and views, much more than sharing external characteristics. So a recent study found that there are some specific personality traits that can make a person look attractive, such as kindness and understanding, intelligence, having a sense of humor, being fun and loving, and having an exciting personality. But just as there are personality traits that can make a person more attractive, there are others that can make a person unattractive. So a study examining the impact of positive, negative, and no personality descriptors on attractiveness showed that negative descriptions reduce attractiveness in men when rating the qualities of an attractive woman. So this result suggests that once again, personality traits can be a major determinant factor for attractiveness. There has been an increase of interest in topics involving the dark triad traits, and results have been consistently showing that in most cases, having dark triad traits can affect attractiveness ratings. A narcissist is someone with a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy, and previous studies have found that narcissists made better impressions on peers after an initial interactive group meeting, but when they evaluated the results after the 7th meeting, people who scored higher narcissism were rated as less agreeable and more hostile. Machiavellians are individuals with a lack of empathy and a cynical disregard for morality. They only tend to focus on personal gain and self-interest, but they tend to keep a close eye on their reputation. So that could mean that more often than not, they will portray their best personality traits. And psychopaths are individuals with a lack of empathy and remorse for things they have done, and they show tendencies of interpersonal manipulation, impulsivity, and antisocial behaviors. When it comes to attractiveness, reports have stated that dark triad individuals are perceived as attractive because they seem to be more confident than the average person. And research has also found that they tend to be more physically desirable, have a high number of sexual partners, and even do better at speed dating than the average person. Listen, when you have someone that is good looking, dressed well, and it is extremely confident, there will be a high chance that the person will be perceived as attractive, right? Also, it is possible that you have heard the old saying, girls like bad boys. Well, women have reported that dark triad personalities are hot, at least initially. A study conducted by Carter proposed that these traits may represent an evolved male adaptation for short-term mating. And the result of the study showed that women rated the dark triad individuals as less agreeable. And while this may seem contradictory for attractiveness, low agreeables has been correlated with higher levels for casual sex. But listen, if an individual with dark personality were to be exposed, people would do whatever is in their power to avoid them. A study examining how narcissists, Machiavellians, and psychopaths are perceived by others showed that they were not perceived as particularly appealing people. So based on the results of the previous studies, dark triad individuals tend to be perceived as attractive initially. However, these attractiveness ratings are being influenced by a facade of how this individual portrayed themselves in social situations. So it is important to note that these results are more likely to be different when people have descriptions of their personalities prior to rating their attractiveness. And in conclusion, while the physical aspect plays an important role while looking for potential partners, personality traits can become a determinant factor of attractiveness. In fact, the attractiveness of physical looks tend to change drastically over time. So while being a good-looking person helps with initial impressions, its value levels drop very quickly and become much less important as time passes, while other factors, such as personality traits, increase dramatically. So that was it. These are my references, and thank you for listening.